What's going on, everybody? Today I'm bringing you guys a video about Robinhood again, and today my video about Robinhood is going to be touching on the innards of the app, and I'm going to be talking about specifically the types of buys you can do on the application. So I'm going to go ahead and explain that. When I say buys, I meant orders, okay? The type of orders, because there's sell orders and there's buy orders. So I'm going to get into both, and I'm going to try to explain them the best I can. I also have some information available or open to me right now on my laptop here. I'm using the source Investopedia. If you guys don't know it, it's a great source to go ahead and check out, especially for beginners or if you're just getting into investment. It pretty much has some pretty good outlines and some pretty good definitions of everything. So you can go ahead and check that out for yourself, but I'm gonna go ahead and explain everything the best I can here on my channel for you guys, my viewers. So let's get right into this. So as you can see, here is my current Robinhood application open on my phone, right? So I'm going to go ahead and explain a few things. So in my last video about Robinhood, which I talk about how you can get a free stock and why I feel like Robinhood is such a revolutionary application, which you guys can go ahead and check out. I'm going to include the link below for that video, and you can also get the free stock by signing up using my link, which will also be down below. But right now I want to focus on some of the details that I mentioned previously, as well as some new ones. So right now, if you look at the application, we have the screen, the interface is like a white, or maybe that could be considered a really light gray. I'm just gonna go with white. So when the market's open, the screen or the interface will be like this. And then when the market is closed, like in my previous video, because I recorded on Christmas, it will be blacked out. And I found that a neat little feature that they have instilled within their app, within their interface. So that's pretty cool. Also, right here on the home page, you can see your overall portfolio value. It gives you the main number of what your portfolio is worth overall, right? Mine currently at 139. And again, most of that money is just from simply people signing up using my link. So you guys can do the same thing. But you guys can go ahead and click on the bottom. You can see it in different ways. You can see it in the last day, in the last week, right? It'll show you the progress in the last week. And as you can see, it's been a pretty interesting trend, right? You can see in the last month how you've been doing overall. You can see in the last, you can see in the last 3 months, the last year. And it looks like I'm peaking over here. But yeah, so you can basically see your trends, and you can see overall, which is, for me, would be the same as the last year technically, because I started this a few months ago. So that is the first thing. And also here you're always gonna have different little, I guess you can say, like news or little updates about the stocks that you're following, that you have in down here you have a watch list. So it'll show you the different stocks, some like little news about them. That's pretty neat. And then you can like swipe past that. You can even start over and view it again. I just sold one of my Chesapeake Energy Company stocks via a market sell, which I will explain. And then also you have the stocks which you own, which are under the little stocks category. So if you look in the top left-hand corner, right under my little profile, the profile image, it says stocks, and those are the stocks that I own. Then again, if you look right under there again, it says watch list, and these are the stocks that I am watching, that I have added to my watch list. You can also go ahead and click that little profile person, I guess you can call him, and you can see you have access to your free stocks, right? So this is the link that I told you guys that I will have down below. You guys can sign up to get your free stock. You can also see some information about your account, some banking information. You see your buying power, so that is the amount of cash you have at hand available to buy a stock if you so choose. You have your total portfolio value. And then you have obviously the history. So the history is pretty useful. It tells you basically all the orders you have put, anything pending, anything recent, right? It tells you the orders, the sells, and it even shows you the prices at which you got the free stocks. And eventually it will put things, or after 1 month, it will put them in the older section. As you can see, I just passed using this month, or just over a month. I just passed using this app just over a month now. So things have been going pretty well for me. I've been enjoying using this app. That's why I'm bringing you guys this content, right? You can also filter it by orders. So let's say you just want to see the orders you made. You can go ahead and click that, right? There you go. Or let's say you want to filter it by the rewards, right? These are all the free stocks. So like, let's say you sign up, you can see the free stock you got from me, but just by doing that. And if you invite your friends, you can also do that and see all the rewards. That's basically why I'm able to see all of those. Or you can see your all history and dividends and other options available, right? So basically Robinhood is a very has a very simplistic interface, right? It's very easy to use, very smooth, very direct. There's really no complicated parts really here or there. And I think that's what makes this application unique or as good as I say it is, because of the fact that, like I said, not only does it force us to learn about stocks, but it's easy to use and you don't get charged fees, so you invest for free. So it's like all these different things just add up and compile and just make this app a very strong, I guess you can say, a very strong development. Okay, so now let's go into the different buys and sells. So let's go ahead and use my Activision stock as an example. So first thing, for buys and sells, for buying and selling orders, you have the same thing. So if you go to buy and you go to order types in the top right hand corner, you're going to see that you have these are the order types. And then if you go to sell and you click order types, the same thing. So I'm going to just go ahead and stick with the buy area, and I'm going to go ahead and show. So right now we're in a market buy. So if I were to do a market buy, right, which it says right there, a market. So I will just select that again. But a market buy is basically when you sell a stock or buy a stock at exactly the price that it is in the market. That's it. No more explaining to do. Right now, this stock is worth $63.70. That is exactly what I would pay for it if I do a market buy. If I were to sell the stock right now, okay, now it's moving. If I were to sell the stock right now, I would sell it at exactly $63.68. So that is basically how a market buy or sell works, right? Then we can also go ahead and see we have limit. So limit, the best way to explain a limit from my understanding is it sets basically the limit that you're willing to buy or sell a stock at. It sets the maximum or the minimum. And if you click it, it actually says specify the amount you're willing to pay, the maximum amount you're willing to pay for Activision. And if you go to sell, it says specify the minimum amount you're willing to receive for the Activision stock. So again, it sets your absolute limit. So let's say right now it's at 63.67. I'm like, you know what? I'm not willing to receive I'm willing to receive no less than, I'll say $62. So I can put that in, right? But that's not something that I would do, obviously, and that's not actually how a limit price would properly, I guess you can say. Oh, that is how the limit price would work. Sorry about that. I just got lost in the reading. I was just rereading it, messed myself up. So basically, let me just simplify that again. So basically, for limit price, it sets the maximum or the minimum. So if let's say you want to buy the stock, you set the maximum you're willing to pay for it. Okay. Let's say right now it's like $63, and I'm saying I'm not going to pay any more than $63.67. So that's what I put it at, and that's exactly what it'll buy the stock at. Because let's say I feel like, oh, maybe the stock can go lower, right? Let's say it goes lower. Then what if it doesn't? What if it goes above 63.68 and I'm like, oh damn, I could have gotten it at 63.68, right? So if it goes above that, that's why you have a limit, because if it hits that, it'll buy it instantly and it'll prevent you from having to possibly spend more money on a stock that you really want to buy or obtain. So for selling, it kind of works the same way. You're setting the minimum amount that you're willing to receive. So let's say right now it's like 63.67. Okay, so just change the cent. Let's say I'm willing to receive no less than 63.66. So I can set the limit, because that's like the limit that I'm willing to receive for that stock. And I don't want no less, right? So that's something that I would do in terms of selling. So that's the difference. It just sets the maximum or the minimum you're willing to receive or buy that stock at. So that is what a limit order is for both buying and selling. If you guys have any questions regarding market or limits so far, just leave them in the comments below. Now we have a stop loss, right? So a stop loss is basically gonna set a flag. So a stop loss, this is how it works. Basically, you're gonna have, let's say a stock right now, let's say at 63.67, right? We're going with the same example. So a stop loss, how that works is you're basically going to have a marker, right? A marker price that you're gonna put in, and when it hits that marker price, a possible market order is gonna be activated. So let me explain that off an example right here off of Investopedia, where they explain it using a good example about ABC Incorporated. They say if you own shares of ABC Incorporated, which is currently trading at $50, and you want to hedge against a significant decline, right? It says you can enter a stop loss order to sell your ABC holdings at $48. This type of stop loss order is also called a sell stop order. So if ABC trades below $48, your stop loss order is then triggered and converts into a market order to sell ABC at the next available price. If the next price is $47.90, your ABC shares will be sold at that. So again, basically, unlike a limit where as soon as it hits your minimum or that limit, it's gonna sell, a stop loss, the stop part of the loss, right? It sets kind of like a flag. So it hits a flag price. So like let's say, like it says in this example, ABC, it's worth $50, right? Let's say you buy it at $50, and then it hits 48. Then that order is right there. It's triggered. It's like, okay, $48. If it goes below this, I'm gonna sell. So unlike a limit where as soon as it would hit 48, that's when it would be sold at. It basically initiates a possible order if it goes below that. So it's saying it's stopping the further loss. That's it. That's exactly how that works when it comes to selling. And when it comes to buying, it's the same way, the same concept, right? So you have a price, and as soon as it hits that price, you'll be like, okay, this is when I want to buy it. And if it goes above that, like slightly, then that's when it will buy that stock at. So that's basically what a stop loss, buy and sell order is, and how that works. And then finally we have stop limits. So stop limit is basically going to function in a similar way, right? So it says a stop limit, it says right here, it says a price above the current price that converts your order to a limit order. So again, it kind of works in a similar fashion, right? So you're gonna have this stop price, right? And then if it goes below that, you're gonna have that limit order. So it's gonna turn into exactly what we said. It'll turn into the minimum you're willing to receive for that stock. And it works vice versa for a what's it called? It works vice versa for the for the buying, right? So that's exactly how it functions. So basically, as of right now, that's what the differences are between stop loss, stop limit, you have limits, and then you have market. And that's pretty much it. And finally, one last thing I want to show you guys before I exit this video is the fact that you can actually view these stocks using different options. So you can, for example, what I mean by that is the green and red boxes on the right hand side, you can actually view the stock by percent change, which is currently on, the amount of equity you own of that stock, the last price, and again, percent change. So you can just cycle through that. I usually tend to leave it on the last price because I tend to remember the prices that I buy my stocks at. Anyways, guys, this is already getting into 12 minutes. I don't really want to go any further into this. Actually, my bird is singing in the background. Not sure if you guys were hearing that. Hopefully you guys didn't. I hope I didn't ramble off too much, and I hope I was pretty straightforward about how these work. If I wasn't, you guys can be completely honest and leave a comment down below. I will have the sources that I used to kind of do my own little research for the ones I was confused on in the description down below. I'll have the link to sign up with my Robinhood down below that you can get a free stock through, and I will have the link to my last video down there as well. Lastly, guys, I have a Discord chat channel I'm building a community for college students or for anyone, with that said, that's interested in cryptocurrency, business, investing, anything related to that. So if you guys want to join, the invite link is down below. Just download Discord, click the link, and you guys will join my community. I'm looking forward to developing that. So anyways, guys, I hope I didn't ramble off too much. I know I just did again, but please, guys, leave a like, leave a comment, and please hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, don't forget, we're moving forward. See you guys.